up, guys? My name is Jobot, and I'm gonna make some few tutorials on how to make psychedelic trance. It's gonna be my first tutorial, so well, I hope you guys enjoy it. Um, I'll get right into it. What I want to show you is how to make. We'll start with a kick. I'm gonna use bassism for this, and how we're gonna do this is we're gonna make it into a in tune. So as you can see here, it's called a note frequency chart. And what we want to do is make sure that the end point and the beginning point of the kick are going to be in tune into what we want to have in the bass. So, for example, I'm going to do my kick and bass into F. So we have F here. And you see, we're going to take this one, 43 and a half. So we're going to make sure this is in 43. And then the other one here in F, we're going to start it at around about 20, what is it? 5600. So let's do that. 5600. It's around fine. So this is how it's gonna sound. You can fiddle a bit around, with the sweep. Make it maybe a bit faster decay. So that, in Psytrance it's usually the kicks are quite, tight and punchy. So this is what we want. Then I'm gonna just record this. I'm gonna use Edison for this. So there we go. That's it. So we don't need bassism anymore. You can leave it on, and you can always go back and change it, but it's not necessary. Usually I just copy it once, and then I have the kick here that I want. We're gonna make sure that it's we don't need all this extra parts on it, basically the beginning and the end. We're gonna zoom in, make sure that we have only the kick. It starts really just at the start point, as you can see. Now, there's a bit of a wobble in the beginning, but we also don't really need that, so we're just gonna cut it off, start it right there. So this is gonna be the kick. Great. So what I usually do is increase a little bit of the transients in the beginning, so that the kick comes through better, basically, when everything is starting to get real crowded in the track. So just a little bit. So how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna click in Windows, that is, of course, with FL Studio you use Windows, Alt A, and then we're gonna get this. This is the amp. We can increase the volume a bit. So we're gonna do this, and as you see, it's just a little bit louder. It doesn't need to be much. It's really just the first wave, basically, the up and down, so that it's just like a little bit punchier. So we're gonna change this into a sampler, and there we go, sampler. We're gonna drag this into here, and there we have it. Rename it kick, and there you have it, guys, a kick. Now you can go in and then basically use EQ. I'll use the EQ from actually I'm gonna use the EQ from Equilibrium, because it's a bit more precise. You can use the one from FL Studio, of course, but I like to use this one. Basically link that on the kick. I'm gonna have the kick 4/4. Play it. Let's speed up. I like to work in 138. Now you can, set the settings to exactly the right amount, so that it's snappy enough. I mean, you can go in and check if it lines up. Well, I happen to have to set the settings in the right time. So you can see here's gonna be a bass, of course, here, and here, to make the ding to the ding to the ding. So you don't want the kick to be longer than that, because else it's gonna overlap with the bass. So this is perfect. Now, delete that. We don't need that one. Now we have the kick, and you basically want to carve a bit out of it on the right parts, and it depends kind of where you're gonna do this. You can do this by ear, so you want to cut it somewhere. Usually it's best if you have a here. Oh, low pass, what is it, high pass filter on it. I like the Butterworth because it's very steep, and then you don't need these frequencies, so it's just not intervening with other things. And later, you want to boost the bass a bit, but we'll do this in the next video. And then basically, we are going to create here somewhere a little bit of a dip, exactly where the bass is going to sit. So the bass is probably going to sit at 87 or 174. Let's go for 87 now. So we're going to type in 87. And we're going to make a small dip there. Just like -2 dB should be enough. So it can sit in there. So it doesn't really, clash with each other. And that's pretty much it. All you need to do for the bass. Or, for the kick. And then we're going to do in the next video, we're going to do the bass. And then we're going to see how this is going to be true. How this is going to, mix well together. And basically, as you can see, I've already set up, basically, in the mixer, a group. It's a bus group. And these are going into a filter that I can later easily filter things, And it's going to a sidechain, so I can have leads or other, pads or chords or strings or whatever that I can have these sidechain. I'd have to set it all up already. It's just very handy. I'll include this template so you can also have a look at it. And then this is going into the submix for the kick and bass. And then later we can add a multiband compressor or further basically enhance it. But it's better to do this when the bass is there already, so you kind of get a feel how they're going to blend together. So that was about it. And check my next video for the bass. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.